Okay, I wanted to do a follow-up video here. I had a senior moment when I placed the wires in the Hall effect switch array initially, and forgot, of course, like a knucklehead, that if the current is sufficient, it's going to trigger the Hall when you, say, turn on a unrelated Hall. I had all the wires coming out one direction, and when I would sit there and trigger 3, 1 was going off, and when I was triggering 5, 3 was going off, and it didn't dawn on me what was happening was when this was pulling the line low, the current pulling that line low was sufficient to cause this guy to trigger. And so I've gone in and redressed these. You can see all the output lines are going right away from the body of the Hall. And here, we'll pull back now so you can kind of see it. And I made a small display board, which I was going to need anyways, as I picked the appropriate magnet for this task. These being, and I kind of did this all before my order came in from Amazon. Let me turn on the power supply. And I didn't have anything smaller than these, oops, I'm sorry, these to work with. Let me get in here. Is that going to focus? Yeah. And in the world of Hall effect switches, they're kind of large. This is even larger, and of course was giving me some issues. So what I finally did was get the order in and just give you an idea how small they are. There's a magnet on the end of this Q-tip stick. This is my order from Amazon, and there's 500 magnets in there, so that'll kind of give you an idea just how tiny these things are. They're 2 millimeter across and very tiny. So if I stuck with anything greater, it would have been a nightmare, as you'll see here. Watch, I'm getting proximity issues. So this magnet is just not going to cut it, and even the smaller magnet that I had wasn't going to cut it. I needed something of this size so that when I went through, you could see it just triggered the Hall right next to it, nothing else. So I'm very happy here, and I'm going to go in and place this magnet in the switch body, and we'll go back through and I'll demonstrate. So it is good to make a little display board. I kind of found this accidentally as I was labeling the wires and going in with a magnet, and unbeknownst to me, at the time, it was the current from the switch upstream triggering the other one to turn on, and it was just kind of a frustrating moment. And then it dawned on me what was happening. So redress them, not having the issue, going to put the magnet in, and then I'll finish this video off. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I guess we'll consider this part 2 of my Hall switch mod, and this is primarily focusing on, because I've already talked about the fact that the wire dressing, especially at least for these Halls, I didn't realize when I ordered these. I was just focusing on a TTL out and unipolar, and didn't realize that what I ordered was the TI DRV 5032DU, which has a magnetic threshold of 3.9, which is apparently the most sensitive. So sensitive that, as I had mentioned before, just having the wires dressed, I'm going to leave the pictures up so that you can go back and look at them, just having the wires dressed next to the device close enough to the whole plate that the insignificant amount of current that was going through the wires when I was turning on a unrelated hull was enough for that hull to switch. Thank goodness I got to it before the epoxy had substantially hardened. And another thing that was helping me out is I've got this, which is magnetic paper. This is really kind of handy when you're trying to find out, let's see if you can see that. Oops. I don't know if this is showing up, but you can see the split between the poles, or you can just see the whole magnet, the whole magnetic field. And it really helps out when you're trying to get an idea of what pole is what, not so much north-south, but just where the division is. Because being unipolar, these will only respond to the, I think is it North Pole? Let's get into the data sheet. Oops, went a little too far there. South Pole. And you don't want to put the magnet in the knob the wrong way, because then you're going to get insufficient field, especially when you get down to a proper magnet. Now this is the magnet I'm going with. It's quite tiny, but it needs to be, because anything else I'm going to get, as you saw, a crosstalk between the magnetic field. So let's put this on, and there you go. You can watch the bottom, and you'll see I get no crosstalk now. So I'm very happy with the way this is working. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I wanted sufficient gap between each one of these. I don't know if I'm going to do a detent or what, but the real important factor for me was to make sure that when one hull switched on, that was the only hull that was on, and then when I moved to the next, that one shut off and this one turned on, because that's the way the code is set up for. I think that turned out damn good. So I'll at a time here start to integrate this, get rid of this. I'm just happy this turned out as nice as it did. I'm not sure if I, again, want to do some sort of a detent, or I'm just happy rotating it. What I did do is put a silver streak here, just so I do know which channel is being switched. Of course, the one is just right out of view, but I can change that to whatever I want. This was just more or less to know where the magnet was, to see how the switching responded, and yeah, very happy. All right, so very good. Anyways, hope you have a nice day, and I'll post another update here pretty soon. Bye.